Hello there, my name's Keith Woodward. Most people know me as Woody. I'm a driving instructor for 20 years. I now teach the ambulance service how to drive ambulances on blue lights. I love my job. But back in September 2021, my life suddenly changed. And it started off around about the beginning of that year, where while I was working, I started to notice I was getting a little bit of pain in the bottom of my back, which was kind of radiating down my right side. And also noticing that when I was going to the loo, it was taking me much longer to go for a wee. I let this go for a little while, and then one of the guys that I was working with, a paramedic, said that I should go and see a GP. So I did. And the GP looked me over. I'd done an examination, a prostate examination. And he said everything seems fine. Sent me away, gave me a referral to see someone that would have a look at my back and do some exercise with me and try and help the sciatica. But it just got worse and worse and worse. And then I started to be getting up at night frequently to go for a wee. And sometime in September 2021, I was so bad that I ended up in A&E in awful pain, and I was kept in, and I was given blood tests. I just wait for these to go over. I'm at Blue Water, which you see the overhead flying thing they do. Anyway, I was called back to the hospital a few days later, and told the news that I have cancer, or possibility of cancer. I had a biopsy which revealed that it was not only a possibility, but it was stage 4, and it was aggressive. Out of a score of 10, it was 9 on the Gleason scale. So I was in a bit of a state, and at the same time my back was on the verge of collapsing, and I was almost paralysed. So much damage had been done to the nerves in my back and to some of the vertebrae. So I had radiation treatment. It took me a while to get back on my feet, and about 7 months after that, I returned back to work, and I was on a regime of hormone therapy and various pain reducing drugs. I've learned a lot in that year and a half. One of the things I've learned is that the knowledge is the greatest thing you can have when it comes to things like health. If you understand symptoms to diseases, you can catch them early. And one of the things about prostate cancer is if it's caught early, it's one of the cancers that actually can be managed, and you'll live a full life. And most likely the cancer won't kill you. If, however, it gets to stage 4, as mine is, it really does change your life so considerably. The radiation treatment reduced the tumours in my spine, so I'm able to work and I get by, but I'm tired, I have fatigue, I struggle with memory loss. Although I seem to do all right at work, it seems to be out of work where all this happens, mostly. But the worst thing is that as a bloke, the hormone treatment is chemical castration. It causes all kinds of emotional issues. Your body changes and it develops into something different. And it's a nightmare. It's a living nightmare. And I don't want people to go through that. I have no idea why I wasn't offered a PSA test when it was obvious that I was presenting with the classical symptoms of prostate cancer. Some doctors don't like giving PSA tests. if you've got any of them symptoms, I would be banging on the doctor's door to get a PSA test, especially if you're in your 50s. Okay? But it can start earlier. I've got 2 young daughters. I want to see them grow up. I want to see them have their own children. Okay? The prostate cancer has given me a life expectancy of 2 to 5 years. Okay? I don't believe that. I will keep fighting it for as long as I can. One thing I can do, though, is to raise awareness and help raise funds for companies such as Prostate Cancer UK, who are continuously researching new drugs to help people living with prostate cancer. Without the drugs I'm on now, I would have been dead by Christmas. I was in a real bad way. And that would have been a year and a half ago nearly. I wouldn't have seen my children go through the last year and a half. I wouldn't have seen them grow up, wouldn't have seen them leave school. I wouldn't be there to support them. It's a horrible feeling. So I'm grateful that I have that. At least I've had those times, and I'm grateful that I'll have more. But it's not about me, it's about you. It's about you looking at this video, and if you've got any of them symptoms, taking action, not just being a man and I'll go and see the doctor in a little while. You want to be going into the doctor the next day. You make that appointment. And if he doesn't give you a PSA test, you can get them on Amazon. Because if you are showing those symptoms, remember, it's changing the way you're peeing, getting up in the night, onset of unexplained back pain, when you've done nothing but back pain suddenly come on. I'm not saying it is prostate cancer, but it's highly likely it could be. The average PSA level for a normal man in his 50s is about 3. When it starts climbing, it's a red flag. Mine was 288. I was well into prostate cancer. Had I known this earlier on, I would have asked for a PSA test back in January when all the symptoms started. I might not have changed anything. I'll never know. But you could. So on June the 3rd, I'm walking with a group of people, a great group of people, most of them from the ADI industry, and we're going to walk from Margate to Whitstable, and we're going to raise awareness through videos, telling people, and we're going to try to raise valuable money to research into prostate cancer. There is so much going on at the moment to find new ways of treating prostate cancer. My cancer cure at the moment will not last. I've been told it will become resistant, but we don't know when. And when it becomes resistant, I'll go downhill quickly unless I get on another program. Without what I'm on now, I wouldn't have made it to this point. No way. So that money is helping people like me. It's helping people like you, because your future could rely on it. Did you know that 1 in 8 of us guys will get prostate cancer? 1 in 8. And if you're watching this and you're a black guy, it's 1 in 4. Okay? So on June the 3rd, we're going to do this walk. We're going to raise money, and I'm going to set up a Just Giving page, or I have done. I'll put the link underneath this, and I'd love it if you could spare a few quid of your hard-earned cash, because this could be invested in yourself. This money goes towards research into new ways of treating prostate cancer, because it's going to be overwhelming in the future. For some reason, it's the fastest growing cancer in men. So have a look at my Just Giving page. I don't mind if you share this video. I don't want you to go what I've gone through. I don't want you to have the future that I have. And you can stop it early. So please be generous and help us to raise that money. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll put the link underneath this video. Bye bye.